Hello Gemini, and welcome to your Mercury in retrograde reading. This is a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, and Crosswatchers are welcome. This is a reading for Mercury retrograde, which begins October 31st and ends on November 20th. And as some of you may know, Mercury retrograde has a horrible reputation for, miscommunications, technology not working, things getting lost in the mail. So this reading is going to help you know how to work with the flow of Mercury retrograde and maybe minimize some of the damage or any of the negative impact Mercury retrograde could possibly have. I'm going to ask while I'm doing this reading, you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, comment and share at the end of the video if that's something you like to do. So this reading is going to talk about what retrograde is going to bring into your life, what aspects of your life are going to be most affected, how you can minimize the damage and the negative results of the Mercury retrograde, what lessons need to be learned during this period, how you can use your past experiences to heal and aid in your journey, and then the final outcome of Mercury retrograde. I do have a giant bird, a giant cockatoo in the room with me. She's normally off in the kitchen, but she was screaming during the first time I tried to do this reading for you guys. So I feel like that Mercury retrograde is already bearing its teeth. So if you guys hear any noises, weird noises, that's what it is. There's also a giant leaf blower going on outside. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reading, Gemini. All right, so Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini, October 31st through November 20th? All right. Whoops. Okay, your overall energy here is the Six of Pentacles. Very nice. So there's, a lot of balance here. Okay, so the first card out is going to be the Queen of Wands. So it may be bringing a person into your life, or this could be an aspect of yourself. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's just fabulous. She's a diva. She's fun to be around. She's a socialite. She's a social butterfly. Everybody wants to be around her. She's warm. She's caring. She's beautiful. She has a very attractive energy. Can be very sexual as well. And she can be a little bit bossy. She's somebody that you definitely don't want to cross, because any sort of fight or argument with her might lead into, something being thrown or, a shouting match or what have you. But overall, she's just this fiery, beautiful woman who's been through so much. And she's just so strong and so powerful, and she's an amazing ally to have, especially in times of conflict or any sort of emergency. She can effortlessly step right in, if somebody's sick, and make them meals and take care of the house and make everything look really easy while doing it. She's that beautiful woman who's, vacuuming in high heels and makes everything look effortless. Okay, again, I speak about women, but remember here, gender is fluid. So it could just be an aspect of yourself. Now, what aspect of your life will be most affected by this retrograde period? Here we have Judgment. And Judgment is answering a call. This is also all about karmic justice. So everything that you've done, you're being asked to up level or move into a new life. And, the people that haven't done what they were supposed to do are going to be left behind. You may also feel like you need to leave people behind as you're ascending. So as you're climbing up. So now again, this could be in career. This could be a relationship. It could be, it could be a lot of different things. But this is also like, not everybody is meant to be on your journey the whole time. And not everybody, some people are meant to enter into our lives just to show us something, to teach us something, or we are, that was our role for them. And we can't take everyone and everything with us as we are up leveling. This is a judgment, so this may also speak to some sort of legal matter, or it could, or some sort of dispute that is going to be settled, okay, and that there might be some sort of judgment made. I'm also getting that your judgment is going to shift. Okay, the way that you see things, the way that you judge people, and the way that you judge situations. Remember, Mercury retrograde is all about bringing back people or situations into our lives so we can get a second look at them. And maybe we didn't learn the lesson the first time, so it's to bring them to the front and then clear that energy. So your judgment here might also be quite affected during this period. Yeah, and this might have to do with a love relationship or something that you're very emotionally attached to, which could be your job, it could be something material, it could be, you know, your house, your home, it could be your family, a project, it could be many different things. But how can you minimize the damage and negative results of this retrograde, Gemini? Well, the Knight of Cups, he is super suave, he's super chill, he's super relaxed, but he's also showing how he feels. He's being in touch with his emotions. He's telling people, he's communicative, and he's actually very committed to the relationship, to the project, to the job, to whatever it is that this resonates with you as. He's very committed to it, and he's very, very passionate about it. The Knight of Cups is all about, you know, I'm in this for the long term, babe. You know, I want this, let's go for it. And really being in touch with aligning your heart's desires with the divine and with what's best for you. Okay, so that's really, really, really good energy there, Gemini. Okay, the lessons that you need to learn during this period, Queen of Cups, lessons of the heart. So this really might resonate with some of you as a love relationship. Again, if it doesn't resonate with you as a love relationship, it has to do with self-love, or it could have to do with something you are extremely emotionally attached to. It could be a project, it could be a pet, it could be a job, okay? It could be something, you know, material, physical. All right, but the Queen of Cups, the lesson you need to learn, this is a very maternal energy. So it may be a lesson that you're learning with your having to do with being a parent or with one of your parents. It may also be about nurturing and self-love and the importance of taking care of yourself. This woman, the Queen of Cups, and I love how you have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands showing up here. Okay, I love that. So you're really the divine feminine is really coming through here for you, Gemini. And the Queen of Cups, she's very, very intuitive. This is all about trusting your intuition. We have a lot of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming through for you. So Gemini, you may be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces that was in your life before that's coming back, or you might have a lot of this water energy heavy in your chart. Okay, but the lessons that need to be learned during this period have to do with self-love, have to do with intuition, have to do with love, romance, nurturing, taking care of yourself, taking care of others. Now, what part of your past do you need to reflect on in order to heal and aid in your journey? Well, this is the Emperor. So funny because the reading I did for you guys before this, that it took forever, loads of distractions, and also the technology didn't work. The Emperor came out in the exact same position, and this is authority. So I really want you to look back into your past and look at the issues you may have had with authority and the issues you may have had with punishment, and the way that maybe you have been emotionally punished by someone. So somebody might be withholding love for you, or this might be vice versa, where maybe you're withholding your love and maybe communication with somebody. Okay, or you may be punishing somebody by not telling them I love you, or vice versa. Somebody might have been punishing you by not telling you that you love them. And that might, if that made any sense, I think you know what I'm saying. And then also I do want you to, it might have to do with a parent. So there might be some issues with your parents that you're going to have to revisit. And again, with this Aries full moon, a lot of uncomfortable emotions and past hurts and disappointments and traumas came to the top, kind of bubbling up like, you know, lava bubbles. And they came out and they were kind of, for some of us, very uncomfortable. But then once they were out in the open, it was time to heal and clear that. So there may be something that happened during the Aries full moon, Gemini, that's going to really come back to you, or that you're still sort of working through. Or something from the past having to do with authority, you being an authority figure, and how you might punish somebody as far as love and relationships go, withholding love or not saying I love you, or vice versa, someone that was doing that to you. Your overall, the outcome is going to be, it's the Page of Cups. So you have almost the whole family here. Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. Okay, and so will this generally be positive learning experience for you, or will it be full of misunderstandings and damage? With the Page of Cups, you do have to be a little bit careful because the energy here is a little bit more capricious, is not as solid. It's somebody who's still learning. You can see, you know, he wants to eat or drink whatever is in his beautiful cup, but there are holes in his spoon. So this is learning to love without jealousy. This is not making sure that you're not in love with love, but that you're actually committed to the person, the idea, the job, the project, not because it looks good or you think it looks good or it sounds good or it looks good on paper, but that your heart is actually in it. Okay, and I'm really getting that coming through here with the Six of Pentacles being your overall energy. That's all about balance, and it's about giving and receiving. So I'm getting here in some sort of relationship or job or project. You know, I feel like things have been a little bit unbalanced. Judgment is going to play, you know, your judgment, how you're seeing things as well is going to play a really big part. But there's a lot of love and emotions coming up here, a lot of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming out for you. All right, so make sure that it's a generally positive and it's a learning experience for you. Okay, make sure you look back on, you know, how love was given and received in your past, either with this person, and it may go back to, you know, your mother and your father, okay, and how they showed love, or how, you know, and how if there was any sort of punishment or authority in that, any hierarchy in how love was shown, given, and received. Okay, Gemini, let's go ahead and we're going to pull some animal spirit oracle cards for you to see what other energies Gemini can rely on during Mercury retrograde. All right, frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Yep, that's this judgment card. Not everything and everyone can go with you as you're ascending, as you're moving up. You're going to have to use your best judgment. Also just reflect on, you know, giving and receiving, especially love and punishment, okay? If anybody used, you know, saying I love you, withholding love, or saying I love you as some sort of form of punishment instead of, you know, healing and clearing energy, holding on to those sort of negative emotions. All right, and then we have starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. Okay, so once you're able to sort of declutter, Gemini, then you're going to open yourself up to infinite possibilities. All right, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to pull one final message for Gemini using the Sacred Traveler cards. All right, so Spirit, what final messages do you have for Gemini? What final messages do you have for Gemini during Mercury retrograde? Okay, and here we have ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Very nice. So remember here, this goes right back to that judgment card. You are ascending, you are moving on, you are moving up, you are moving forward. Not everyone and everything can go with you, my dear Gemini, and there's some things that you're going to have to let go. Now, it could be a person, it could be negative patterns, it could be feelings of disappointment, and I really want you to look back at love and that equal exchange and that balancing out of love and giving and receiving love and saying I love you just keeps coming up for me here in this reading. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Mercury in retrograde. I hope it's an amazing learning experience for you. Remember that I love you guys so much. Please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, and share if that's something you like to do. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Mercury retrograde.